There are many things a Sigma male can do to make a lasting impact on the lives of those around him. Being a Sigma has a lot of potential for influence, though it can be hard to pinpoint exactly why that is. To understand the influence potential of Sigma males, you must understand what makes a Sigma male different. Sigma men are the alphas that aren't alpha, they are classified as non-alphas. This means that instead of being the stereotypical dominant wolf in the pack, they are the clever loners. This is who Sigmas typically are at face value. However, this is a very short-sighted way of looking at Sigma males, as this fails to see the potential within the Sigma. There are many influential things other than dominance that a Sigma can do, and we will cover all of them in detail soon. Sigmas are nuanced. They typically walk to the beat of their own drum, and they typically do not follow trends or the common social order. This is where their true power comes from. This is why Sigmas are so influential. Their behavior also makes them influential. In a world where everyone is doing similar things, from the way they dress, to the music they listen to, and how they interact with others, it can be hard to stand out. However, Sigma males typically do this in their own subtle ways. Let's look at some things that make Sigma men so influential. They understand how most people work. Since they spend most of their time alone, Sigma males have had ample time to study the habits of other people. This means they know exactly what makes other people tick, which is why these men tend to be very intelligent when it comes to interacting with others. In fact, they often find it a lot easier than the average person in the long run, so don't feel bad if you can't keep up with his fast talking, since he just gets excited when he's around someone who understands him right away. However, there is one downside to this situation, and that is the fact that Sigma males are incredibly picky when it comes to finding someone who can deal with their unique demeanor. They don't like to be tied down. Sigma males are all about freedom, and as such, they despise people who try to tie them down. They want to explore their potential and accomplish as much as possible, without wasting time with petty distractions that get in the way of this objective. Sigma men love their friends dearly, but only to a certain degree. They may not always feel comfortable with too many social gatherings or events involving other people, because these limit their options of how they want to live their lives. They don't need any sort of validation from anyone else. It's safe to say that most men out there suffer from having self-esteem issues, but the same cannot be said for Sigma males. These men are often considered outsiders by society, but they do not care about what others think of them at all. This makes them capable of being content with their lives even if they are often faced with rejection or hate, which is why they can easily shrug off any insults thrown at them, without feeling insecure about themselves later down the line. They don't like to follow any rules. When you discuss anything with a Sigma male, there is no guarantee that he will abide by the principles of society at all times. Instead, these men feel as if they should be able to do whatever they want, without having to worry about things such as consequences. So don't even bother trying to reason with them during their rebellious phase, since nothing you say will ever get through to them. They only care about doing what feels right for them in this moment, which means they might just brush off your advice without giving it any thought whatsoever. They are excellent at reading people. Sigma males are very good at determining if someone is out to get them, so they would rather steer clear of shady individuals than stick around and be backstabbed later on down the line. If you ever come across a Sigma male, then it's likely that he will ask you some strange questions, but don't take this personally since he just wants to find out more about your personality. He might act like an actual person for brief periods of time, but he will always return to his introverted self whenever there is something suspicious going on around him. They are very observant. The reason why Sigma males spend so much time observing other people is because they enjoy trying out new things on their own. They aren't afraid of breaking the standard rules of society whenever possible, which often leads them down a very unconventional path as a whole. In fact, these people make a point out of going against the grain wherever necessary, because this is what gives them an adrenaline rush that they can't get anywhere else in the world. They have very strong opinions. Most Sigma males are not afraid of voicing their opinions when it comes to anything in life, so don't expect them to keep their thoughts inside when they are around you. These men make it very clear what they think of other people at all times, meaning that you will be able to get a sense for who they really are based on how judgmental they might sound in the moment. They also have no problems sharing their goals with others, even if this makes them look arrogant in the process. While Sigma males tend to come across as being very intelligent, it is important to remember that these individuals prefer making conscious decisions over anything else. It doesn't matter whether or not something has been done countless times before, because all that matters is figuring out what feels right at this moment, so that everyone can benefit from the experience without having to worry about outside criticism. They are highly intelligent people who think outside of the box. Because Sigma males choose to go against the rules set by society, this makes them excellent at figuring out solutions that would help them succeed in their endeavors. They use logic, instinct, and gut feeling to come up with their conclusions though. This makes it hard for him to explain his thoughts and beliefs to others, but he doesn't really care since these work just fine for him without requiring further explanation. He is also not a fan of conforming, so expect him to break free from any binding ideologies or belief systems anytime soon. They are confident about who they are. The Sigma male has very strong core values, which he lives by every single day. He does not care much for having things handed out on a silver platter, which means that he would never let anyone probe into his private life without first earning his trust. Unlike other males though, this doesn't intimidate people as much as it intrigues them. This ends up making him a loner, with most people being afraid to approach him for fear of being rejected. He is not a mean person at heart though, he is just very selective about who gets to know or understand him better. They are outcasts in their own way. No matter how hard they try, Sigma men will always stand out from the crowd. This is mainly because they have a unique way of thinking which sets them apart from others. They may be misunderstood by the vast majority of society as immoral or corrupt individuals, but this couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, Sigma males tend to do far more good deeds than bad ones, but since these go unrecorded, it's no wonder that society tends to regard them as harmful. They often make for great listeners. Sigma males enjoy keeping to themselves most of the time, but there are certain situations where they will break out of their shells and become actual human beings instead. Usually, a Sigma male might start opening up if they see that you're having trouble with something, and this makes them excellent listeners. However, if you try to play him for your own personal gain, then you can say goodbye to this friendship because I don't know if he will ever trust you again.